This is January 30th, 2026. You know, it's almost comical when you find out it's that Henry Moffett doing this. Like they saw it up in Fairlawn the other day. You find out it's like either calling Henry Moffett doing this. No, this is funny. I told you, he has to be where they described him and that Bill from the Freemasons as the same person almost. And the cartel referred to him as Will. So he's the fake FBI agent. Well, he's supposed to be Will, the attorney then. Bill from the Freemasons, big scam. King Henry, the king. He's nobody. Looks like a shriveled up rat. Looks like he's got AIDS or something else wrong with him. His whole face is caved in. Unkept, shaven all the way up to here. And like they said, he came in so she knew what she was up against. And instead of her being afraid, later on, she insulted him real bad. He's ugly as a horse's ass. And he's got the small dick syndrome of a man thinking he has to harm people and threaten them to prove his manhood. All the cartel girls were dying laughing when I said that. Michelle's telling on him. You know, these people, and so that other lady that's involved in this, May 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, the Louisville police were outside her apartment in Louisville with a lady, and how she was going to trick Melissa and Dixie into getting arrested off of this and trying to make sure I wouldn't be around to help him and find a law that stopped her. Well, I reported her to everyone. Entrapment's a federal crime, bitch. And leave the dumb girls alone. And she didn't think I was smart enough to know surveillance laws. Well, apparently I have better teachers than the people around me. And I know how to use Google. And they found the original case where my ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney. They didn't say he was an attorney. They said he was an attorney. I bet he's not even an attorney. Just like where they said when the case first started, we found out Karen's ex-husband was keeping her so drugged up. They were drug beating, raping her. She wasn't realizing what was going on. And they said that it was some judge up there messed up in the cartel and they wanted his connection. They found out it was some guy saying he was a judge. The retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, was just some guy. It's a scam. They're all scammers. Okay? So, then you think of April 6th, 25. We go over to Danny and Jen's. We go in. Dixie and the girls are in there. She stands up, walks over to Jen's kitchen. It's like 7 feet away. Nobody thinks it's funny. She married that old man. It's like, excuse me? She said, some lady investigator said she was going to extort all kinds of money out of the government for me and Melissa. The time to extortion out of the government is 20 years. Okay? The attempt. Jen's like, we want nothing to do with it. She said, Melissa said the chief of police up there gives special permission for people to break into other people's homes. That's a crime. Set up button cameras, watch them. We're having federal crimes now. Break in and do things to him. And the way they described it made total sense. It's like, leave the dumb girl alone. Made sense to her. And Jen's like, we want nothing to do with it. Some lady investigator asked me if I knew of the tapes before. I told her we knew nothing about it. Nor will we have anything to do with it. Asked me if we knew of a tape of Weird with yourself. We knew nothing about it. Nor will we have anything to do with it. That she had giant bruises everywhere and she was sick and almost passing out. I seen her like that. And I didn't put it together what was going on, but I realize it now. And she said, well, Melissa said the group of people they hired to watch her, Melissa was part of hiring them. She needs to go to jail for that one. And that poor Dave. Poor Dave. Had to sit in the basement and listen to her have wild sex with other men. I'm like, what wild sex? What other men? And then you think of me throwing up, dizzy, headache, severely infected, almost passing out, and giant bruises everywhere. He sat in the basement, listened to them drug beat and rape me. It's like, Agent John, you should have shot him. My God, that bastard sat in the basement. And Jen's like, we want nothing to do with it. She's like, I don't blame him for what he did to her. And walks out. I'm like, dear God. He sat in the basement and listened to me being drugged, being raped. Breathtaking. Horrifying. Breathtaking. I want you to think about that. But if Melissa wants to think that she can have people drugged for fake confessions, photoshopped and framed and being with an extortion group, planning and trying to extort money from the government, she can go to jail. Setting up cameras in somebody's home is cyber stalking, illegal monitoring, and a felony invasion of privacy. She's looking at 7 to 15 years. Setting up button cameras in the bathroom is voyeurism. It's 7 to 15. List her a sex offender. And since they all brag they sold kitty porn and my grandkids go on potty, that makes her a child molester. She wants to say she's a human trafficker and trying to have somebody murdered and trying to extort money from the government. Running scams on people. She can go to jail. See, that's where they said in Carrollton, did you hear about her ex-daughter-in-law, Melissa? What a loon. Her son divorced her. She had people go in and drug his mom up and tell her to say stuff, photoshopped and framed her, and had her beat and raped under drugs. And just because her son divorced her. What a loon. Who takes it out on somebody's mother? See, that's where Melissa, where Officer Mark wrote it up after Thanksgiving of 18, where her kids got tape stating they made everything up and they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa. Melissa got caught telling them a lie. And they call her out in Walmart. Why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her out of giving up the house. That's it. Her whole family spoke highly of her. And Melissa could go to jail for involving herself in this. Why don't we write it up? Her and the kids were only showing off for Dave and his girlfriend. Okay? He wrote it up. She's being a show off and basically a bitch. There's a difference of being that. He was being generous and being an accessory and a perpetrator to those crimes. You need to arrest her. Could I have this done to someone else? No. Could anybody else? No. It's ridiculous and absurd. She was not arrested the first day, along with everybody else. And people say, oh, she's doing this. You better be lying on her. Because she has no control. Her and her cult cannot be part of the cartel and having the cartel people drug people for fake confessions, photoshopped and framed in stalking tapes, and have them beat and raped and almost murdered, and trying to run a scam on the government. December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, the whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. And that the doctor from before was not one of mine. He works for them and they had lied. And that guy Pete running his mouth in office, she's never even met. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And these people admitted to using hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And they photoshopped washing in the shower in another room to make her look weird with herself. And this whole thing was nothing but a scam to extort money from the government. So she thinks she can scam the government. She can go to jail for that. And like Officer John said, January 12th, 22, 4:55 p.m., Walgreens, North Main, men came in. What those kids get tape stating? They made everything up. Like the Stark County sheriffs were laughing at Mayor 21. If Kurt just found out those kids were lying, he is slow. And in June or July of 21, the Massillon police told people they're documented me games of pretend. See, they offered these people millions of dollars. They'll never see a dime. They're never going to give them a dime. They just lied to buy their fake, whatever you want to call it, interference. That they could give them money that they'll never get, trying to pull their scam off. Witness tampering is 20 years. These people are nothing pure evil. And like Officer Mark said, in August of 23, it's documented and verified she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before. We've seen them. It's documented and verified. It was a medication error that made her sick before. That's medical malpractice, fraud, and wrong medications. Medication errors that made her sick before. And another woman was even using her insurance. They got it out of date March 27th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning around that time. They had announced they got it out of him. It was another girlfriend. My whole marriage was a scam. Ran up medical bills in my name for 15 years. Stuck me with the copays. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Agent John, I'd like my money. I did send another message to the White House. I will be writing them. I've already contacted the DOJ, the CIA, NSA, the Sheriff's Department. I'd like my money. I was found innocent of everything in 18. And my community health already told the police and investigators, first month of the case, that everything that was wrong with me before was fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. And they were just ripping me off. And they almost killed me. And it took me 9 months to get well. And it was documented in 2002. Proven in 2003 when I got well. It's medical fraud. I'm going to upload this.